Okay, I'm hopeful this my old dinosaur of a computer from my office is going to work with sound. So bear with me. So, with the eggs, you need to separate them because then you fold in. I love folding in because it makes it so pretty when it comes out. So, you want to put the egg yolk in and separate the egg white. And it's real easy. You can just toggle it between the egg yolk. You don't violently crack the eggs. And most women don't violently crack anything. That'd be the men in the kitchen that usually do that. But there are some women, I suppose, that could be violent with their stuff. So there's the first yolk. And then I always have a bone tray for the animals outside. So something's going to eat the egg. The eggshells out in the wilderness. It's going to be good for something out there. Somebody's going to need it in their nourishment, especially in the winter with our snow. So, like I said, I always like to marry them together, so I'm doing one at a time. And the squirrels love apples. My last tribe sister's house, I asked if I could move a squirrel feeder so we could see them. And because at a previous tribe sister's house, I watched them sit outside the window eating like this, showing me that they were so excited they had apples to eat. So you'll be amazed at what the animals in the wilderness will eat from your scraps instead of throwing them in the trash for the landfill. There's something out there in the world that will definitely eat it. Okay, so now we've got the eggs. So we've got everything added. And the dough is a pretty good... I don't think I'm going to need anything else. So now it's the add-ins. You can add in whatever you want. I've added corn, because you know it's got cornmeal in it. I've added vegetables. I've added fruit. Of course, I love apples in the base. So today, since my tribe sister Bonnie gave me blueberries, fresh ones, I decided they're going in, and I'm just putting a cup in. You can put however many you want. It's your baked pancake. Oh, baked cornbread pancake. So I'm going to fold those in. She's got this nice little... And then the other added ingredient that I'm going to put in this one is corn muffins from Cracker Barrel, left over. So once I add these, I'm going to probably add a little bit more moisture, but I'm like, they were made with love, and we're going to add those too. Make it a little more yummy, so I don't have waste. And I'll just add a little bit. I always think Cracker Barrel stuff has that campfire taste. That's why I love my nuts for Jesus. They taste like campfire. Some people get a little disappointed when they get one that's kind of singed, but that's the beauty of a campfire, is you're always going to get one singed, and some people like the burnt ones. They're not all like that, though. And I'm crumbling it up. But like I said, you want the dough to feel like, look like batter. So it's real easy to be able to tell that once you start mixing it up. You don't want it runny, you want it like batter. And I think today I'm going to add some cinnamon to it. Cinnamon with the blueberries just sounds good. I'm just sprinkling it on the top. So while I'm mixing up this last bit, it's important to put your cast iron skillet in the oven at 375 because you want it as hot as the rest of it. You want your pan to be hot. Oh, okay. Every time I get a new oven, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to work it, but I think I figured it out. Okay, so I put it in the oven for about 5 minutes. That should give it enough, I think. Enough time to heat it up to 375. And now this batter has gotten thicker, so we need some more of that water. And since I had some batter left on my whisk, I'm using this to get all the goodies off of it, or as much as I can. And again, don't go crazy adding water because you don't want it to get runny. You just want it to be a normal batter that you pour. Still not quite right. I kind of like how it has a little grooves inside this, so it gives it a little air when you're mixing it. Almost, maybe a little bit more. Still not quite right. That cornbread's starting to soak up the moisture. I'm super excited to see how this turns out. I'm going to make brownies later today. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't, but since I made some nuts for Jesus in Waukesha, I've got a nice selection of nuts, and I love walnuts and brownies. It's one of my favorite desserts. And of course, I always like to share. There, that's better. It's still a little thick. I just finish off and use the rest of that water. That's better. And as it sits, it actually will thicken up too. Oh, that's almost like perfect timing. So now you fold in your egg whites. You don't want to whip them. I just kind of swirl them. I make crosses. I make hearts in the batter because it's all cooked with love. And you don't know how it's going to turn out when it comes out of the oven. But what's so cool about it is it gives it a dimension in white. Super duper cool. So, okay, perfect timing. So I just roll it out, leave it in, and pour it in there so it doesn't drop the temperature too much of the. Spread it around real good. And of course I had to put another cross in the batter. Oh, yum. Tastes really good. All right, so I set my timer for 33 minutes because for some reason that just seems to be the magic number. Oops, lost a blueberry in the mix. I'll just throw him right on in there. So my normal recipe is between 25 and 30 minutes. It's just going to depend on what you're adding in, etc. It'll look like cornbread when it comes out. It'll rise. We'll see what happens with the yeast. I mean, it's a riser. You put in bread, why wouldn't it rise my cornbread pancake? That's the way I'm looking at it, since I didn't have baking powder. So I hope you enjoyed this video on fellowship. I wanted to read a couple calendars. She had one, and I'm going to read mine for today, January 25th, 2023. You are not an accident. Your birth was no mistake or mishap, and your life is no fluke of nature. Your parents may not have planned you, and that would be a true statement. Like my dad said, it was all about love the night I was made, but they weren't married at the time. But they got married before I was born. So your parents may not have planned you, but God did. Thank you for that. He was not at all surprised by your birth. She went into labor on Halloween, and I was born at 5:26 in the morning, and I was 6 pounds, 9 ounces. 33333. Just read that yesterday, and I never saw it before. In fact, he expected it. Rick Warren, that's a home run, and it's Live It Out is this little perpetual day spring calendar. Oh, and she got it on sale for $2.99. Go figure. Now my next one is My Walk with Faith. And that's by Dayspring as well. Make the most of the opportunities God gives you to shine today. So, I hadn't cooked in a while to share. I'm hoping that I have volume and sound on this dinosaur because it gave me sound the other day when I watched a movie. So, if not, it'll be a let up. And I'll just have to write it out in the first one. So, this is part 2 of my cornbread pancake recipe. So, hopefully you'll try to make this at home and share with your neighbors what you've come up with. When it comes out of the oven, test it to make sure that whatever you stick in there, you could use a chopstick, you could use a whatever, skewer, whatever, knife, you name it, comes out clean, and then I put butter on top of that. Some people use, depending upon what the ingredients are, I mean, heck, you could even use hot sauce, but some people use pancake syrup, honey, anything. Whatever you're going to put inside of it, it's kind of like eating an omelet to me, but it's very filling. And Hannah loves them. I'm not sure what she's going to think about the blueberries today, but we'll see. I'm hopeful that she eats them because they've been in food, dog food that she had in the past and she ate them. So we can only hope. So hope you enjoyed this. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Love to all bunches. Bye now. Oh, I forgot this is a touch screen. Whoops.